Good morning, friends. This is Dr. Tracy. I can't believe it's Wednesday already. I've just been meditating on several different things this last couple days as I've had some time away to do so. And I was thinking about the different kinds of vessels that God uses. You know, there are several different types of vessels spoken of in the Bible, and there's a story that talks about how Jeremiah had to go down to the potter's wheel, or the potter's house, and God had a word waiting there for him. And one thing that Jeremiah came to understand was God can take you and remake you over and over and over again until you become exactly what he wants you to be. I don't know about you, but I am one who has been thrown on the potter's wheel many times, marred and broken, and the potter has reshaped me and made me. But one thing I thought about is every time he remakes me and every time I go through more fire, I become more delicate in myself and in my vessel, but I become more useful for higher things. When you think about a pot and its beginning in a piece of pottery, it's very thick in nature, and unless it's worked and worked and worked, it never becomes thin. So oftentimes those types of vessels that are first made are called those that were made for the potsherd, or the leftovers that were thrown out into the backyard, and the pot was actually thrown out with them. I don't want to be one of those kind of vessels. And then there's the living vessels, where a person would carry their water throughout a village with, and they would go from the well to the city and to their home, and they had to go through the city square many times, and if anyone requested water from them, they would have to stop if they had a cup of their own and give them water from their living vessel. Now, I've traveled in other countries, and I've seen people have to work very hard to get that water. So sometimes we have to realize that all the water that we get isn't just for us, it's for those around us, and we can be a living vessel, and that's a wonderful vessel to be. But there's this other kind of vessel, and I don't have time to talk about a bunch of them, but there are many different kinds of vessels. But there's one particular vessel that's called the chosen vessel. And that vessel is considered a vessel of honor. And that vessel was one that was fired over and over and over again until it became more like china and more delicate in nature and more beautiful and intrinsic. And the more it was fired, the more the clay became beautiful in the hands of the potter. And so what the potter would do is he would take those, what I want to share with you is signature pieces, and he would put them in the potter's shed. They were hidden in a place where no one could see them. And people would come and request from the potter a chosen vessel. Now, what that means is the potter himself would go into that closet, that dark room, and he would choose what he thought was the most suitable vessel for the purpose you're needing and for you. And then he would bring that out. You wouldn't question whether or not that vessel was adequate or beautiful enough. You had requested the potter to make that choice. So when the potter makes that choice, he then adds, not on any other type of pottery that he makes, but the chosen vessel, he signs his name. I don't know about you, but even in painting and portraits, I was thinking about art in itself and how many paintings are made, and then there are prints or copies made of that beautiful original. God is the original masterpiece. God has an original thing, but then there are those that are signature pieces. They are pieces that go along with the masterpiece. They're included in the same art, in the same collection. We could call that collection the remnant. They're included in the same collection with the potter's or the artist's name written on them, and they are considered a signature piece. There's nothing like it. No other print will be made like them. I don't know about you, but I'd rather be a chosen vessel, and I'd rather be a signature piece. Even in pottery and even in that type of industry, there are special signature pieces. Make me a vessel of honor. honor for God. A vessel of honor for God, sanctified, holy, that I might be a vessel of honor for God. Don't be a copy. Don't be just something that could be thrown out with the trash. Choose and make a decision to go through the fires that God intended for you to become a chosen vessel and a signature piece.